Act 2 opens with the best song in the whole musical and my personal favorite.
Needled with half a brain, can see that humankind has gone insane, to the point where I don't know if I'll upset the status quo if I throw poison in the water main.
It actually reminds me a lot of another great movie musical, released by Disney in 1996, called The Hunchback of Notre Dame. The score by composer Alan Menken and lyricist Stephen Schwartz is still one of the best Disney has ever produced. The brilliance lies in that the theme for the hero and the theme for the villain are the same melody, except that one is played in hopeful, upbeat major chords and the other in dark, foreboding minor ones.
I swear it must be heaven's love.
It's a musical illustration of how the hero and the villain are basically two sides of the same coin. They've both become obsessed with the gypsy woman Esmeralda, but Quasimodo is motivated by love and the singular goal to help Esmeralda even after she rejects him, because she is the first person who's ever been kind enough to accept him for who he is. Frollo, meanwhile, is motivated by lust, and rather than accept that he's a mere mortal with a functioning libido, he decides to blame Esmeralda for all the guilt he's feeling because she was the first person who was brave enough to call him out for what he really is. Now, please forgive that detour into Disneyland, but I see a similar thing happening here in my eyes. The disillusioned villain and the optimistic love interest are singing the same melody and a lot of the same words, but the tone of their respective verses could not be more opposite.
Listen close to everybody's heart and hear that breaking sound.
Then you believe there's good in everybody's heart. Keep it safe and sound.
I cannot believe my eyes.
I cannot believe my eyes.
How the world's filled with filth and lies.
Is the world finally growing wise?
It's wonderful songwriting on the part of Joss Whedon and his brother Jed, and a great musical illustration of the thin line between hope and despair. Okay, and I promise I won't point out all of the funny background events because I'd like you to be able to see some for yourself, but this one is my favorite, so I have to mention it. Between cuts, it seems that Dr. Horrible has decided to relieve the other guy from soup ladling duties so he can spy on Hammer and Penny. He's certainly not there to show off how well he can serve soup. Also, I'd like to point out that this is one of the cheapest effects I've ever seen. You can do this yourself simply by speeding up the footage you shot in any kind of video editing software. But this is actually not a criticism. Like I said, this musical was created on a budget of next to nothing. So not only were they working within the limits they had set, it fits with the tone of Hammer's character. Campy and over the top, but at the same time, completely sincere. And the show as a whole does have some really decent effects. This is just another example of how the creators understood their limitations, worked within them, and focused their time on money on what really mattered. So Billy and Penny singing their respective solos was awesome enough, but the song really kicks it into gear when they start harmonizing, and the beautiful writing overlaps so we can see just how far apart these two are on the sliding scale of idealism versus cynicism.
I cannot believe my eyes. How the world's finally growth and wise. But it's plain to
And it's
see.
plain to see
Evil inside
rapture
of me
inside of me
is on the rise.
The song ends on a high note, and in the next scene, we see Penny and Billy having their first real conversation at the laundromat.
Hey, this is weird. I ordered one frozen yogurt and they gave me two. You don't happen to like frozen yogurt, do you?
I love it.
You're kidding. What a crazy random happenstance. Here.
Aw, that's the sweetest of blatant lies I've ever heard. Billy continues to hit it off with Penny, but it may just be too late for him, as she seems to want to keep seeing Hammer.
Billy?
Yeah.
You're driving the spork into your leg.
So I am. Hilarious.
Oh.
All right, the wait is over.
This, my friends, is my freeze ray, which...
So Dr. Horrible unveils the freeze ray on his blog, and the joy that his latest weapon is finally ready can only be brought down by one thing.
It was less successful in that I inadvertently introduced my arch nemesis to the girl of my dreams, and now he's taking her out on dates, and they're probably going to French kiss or something. Called him sweet? How is he sweet? Right, freeze ray. So, as of tonight, I am in the evil league of evil, if all goes according to plan, which it will, because I hold a PhD in horribleness. See you at the aftermath. Peace. But not literally. The freeze ray needs work. Oh, one sec.
He saw the operation you tried to pull today, but your humiliation means he still votes nay. And now assassination is just the only way. There will be blood, it might be yours, so go kill someone, sign that horse.
So Horrible gets a call from the Evil League of Evil telling him that because of his botched heist, the only hope he has of getting into the league now is straight up murder. This presents a moral dilemma for Horrible. Stealing is one thing, but killing?
It's not my style.
You got more than enough evil hours to get into the Henchman's Union.
Psh, I'm not a henchman. I'm Dr. Horrible. I've got a PhD in horribleness.
Is that the new catchphrase?
That's actually a bit of a reverse Brick joke, as we see that in one of the prequel comics, Horrible's original catchphrase was, "Horrible is just what the doctor ordered." Moist said he should change it, but apparently he doesn't think this new one is good enough either.
Hourglass says she knows a kid in Iowa who grows up to become president. That'd be big.
I'm not gonna kill a little kid.
Smother an old lady.
Do I even know you?
Moist didn't really have much in the way of helpful advice, so Horrible turns to Penny next. He can't come out and tell her exactly what it is he's doing, but she is patient and sympathetic and has her own wisdom to impart.
But you know, everything happens.
Don't say for a reason.
No, I'm just saying that everything happens.
Not to me.
Here's a story of a girl who grew up lost and lonely, thinking love was fairy tale and trouble was made only for me.
Now, Penny's song just breaks my heart. We don't know much about her backstory, but we do get that she hasn't exactly had it easy all her life. But she stayed positive and always kept things in perspective, and put the needs of others who are even less fortunate than her ahead of her own. And her theme reflects her character perfectly. It's sad and a bit downtrodden, but speaks with a kind of cautious, fragile hope, like a flower growing up through a crack in the concrete.
Anytime you're hurt, there's one who has it worse around, and every drop of rain will keep you growing, seeds you're sowing in the ground. So keep your head up, Billy Buddy.
Now kiss, now kiss, now kiss!
It's like Captain Hammer's always saying.
Right.
No!
Our things were cheesy on the outside.
Good. They're good. He's nice. I'll be interested to know what you think of him. He said he might stop by.
Stop by here?
Uh-oh.
So Captain Hammer shows up and Billy tries to make himself as inconspicuous as possible. Hammer tells them he got the mayor to sign over the abandoned building to Penny's cause, and she couldn't be happier. And Billy couldn't be happier for her. Except for one thing.
Well, this is great. I wish I could stay and chit-chat.
Well, it sure was nice to meet you, Doctor. You got a little crush, don't you, Doc? Well, that's gonna make this hard to hear. See, later I'm gonna take little Penny back to my place. You think she likes me now? I'm gonna give Penny the night of her life just because you want her. And I get what you want. See, Penny's giving it up. She's giving it up hard. Because she's with Captain Hammer. And these are not the Hammer. hammer is my penis.
And this will lead us into a musical tribute to the trope, The Dog Bites Back.
It's a brand new day, and the sun is high. All the birds are singing that you're gonna die. How I hesitated, now I wonder why. It's a brand new day.
Okay, real quick, that shot of Horrible doing the wave with his fingers was not in the script. NPH was just bored and messing around in front of the camera, and Whedon liked it so much he kept it in the final cut.
It's a brand new day, yeah, the sun is high. All the angels sing because you're gonna die. Go ahead and laugh, yeah, I'm a funny guy. Tell everyone goodbye. It's a brand new day.